Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Maniac Monday. First and foremost, I do hope each and every one of you had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you got to get out and enjoy the weather in your neck of the woods. Hopefully it was nice. I know that here it was a little warm until yesterday. Yesterday we got a nice little break in the heat, and now it's nice and tolerable, which is very cool. I might go out and mow the grass later on today, which I'm hoping to. I need to get it done. It's getting a little shaggy, not as shaggy as me, but it's definitely getting shaggy. Now, let's move on to today's. Oh, first, I almost forgot to say, I hope you have a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk. Please like, share, and subscribe. Do always look in the information for more, or look in the description box for more information on the daily film. Now, today's is an exclusive that I got from sovhorror.com. Yes, Tony Masiello over at sovhorror.com, folks. Check out his stuff. It's another one that he sent to me from over there, and boy, I'm impressed with today's film. There's some fun stuff about it. But as far as in the description box, there's going to be a brief synopsis, your starring cast, your director, the runtime of this cut that I am watching, and then of course there's going to be a link for a couple links for one for where you can purchase this movie, and then another one where you can get some sovhorror.com merchandise, which they have some great stuff on there, from like t-shirts and hats. I think they have, and all kinds of other stuff. They got a whole bunch of stuff on there. Very cool stuff. And then there's also going to be a link for the trailer as well. So do always look in there for more information on the daily film. I can't stress that enough to you guys. Now that I got that all out of the way, let's get on to the movie of the day. This one came out back in 1999, folks. This one is an older movie. It is none other than Amerikill. It's 21 years old already. It's hard to believe that this is already that old. Like, when you watch it, you can definitely tell this was made in the 90s. It is very 90s-esque. There's the music to the way people are their fashion, the way they're dressing, and some of the things they're saying. It's like, oh, this is totally a 90s movie. I really dug it. It's very fun. And then this one's only running at about 54 minutes. It's not a long one, but do look in the special features on this thing. This thing is just loaded to the gills. Like I said, this is from sovhorror.com. As far as what we got for standard issue press, or no reversible artwork, but you do get this nice little insert card that has the reversible artwork here. So if you wanted to, you could slide that bad boy in the front there. Now this is they do put these in a very nice hefty case, but this is a DVD-R. Just to let you folks know, if some of you that are not fans of the DVD-R, for the most am okay with them, especially from little independent companies like what Tony's got going on. I am perfectly okay with that, because I want them to get their product out there, do as great a job as what he does for presentation, because the guy is doing some amazing stuff. It's like some of the best independent, the presentation for his artwork and everything, it's some of the best that I've seen in the independent circuit in a while. I really, really like this. Now, as far as special features go, this thing is packed to the gills. Like, you got a commentary track on here. You got, what do we got? We got an SOV True Independence episode with Chris LaMartina. You get an interview with actor Quinn. You get some rare footage of Amerikill Part 2, which was abandoned, and I can kind of see why, because it doesn't have as much fun as what the first Amerikill happens. And then of course you got trailers in there as usual. What else? And then there's the Amerikill trailers as well on there. So there's a lot to go through on here. Like, I watched the movie, and then went through all the features. I need to do the commentary track. I'll do that next viewing on this one. But I went through all the features in like 2.5 hours. I believe is a little over 2 hours. I believe is what it was, because the each of the feature is a little longer. Like the footage for number 2 is about 25 minutes long or so, give or take here or there. But it's a rough watch. That second one is. I'm not gonna lie. It just does not have the charm as the first. Now, as far as who's in here, we got Sean Quinn. Like I said, he's one of your stars of the film. He has a interview here on the special features, so it's fun to hear his point of view on working on Amerikill with Chris LaMartina. And this is also starring Jenny Saurallo, Andrew Hughes, Chris LaMartina is in it, and then Brandon Domenici. Very, very young cast. This is all made by teenagers. I think LaMartina was like 14 or 15, I think, when he said he made this movie. So it's quite impressive that a movie that a teenager made is still out there, and and people are willing to watch it. And not only willing, but they're willing to purchase it. I think it's worthy. I would like to get I think it'd be fun to get one of the old original DVDs that they did with Warlock. I think that'd be kind of fun to get, because the Warlock stuff is a blast. I'm still kind of new to that game, but I am loving every bit of it. And same with SOV horrors, just SOV films in general. I'm new to the game, kind of. I mean, I'd seen probably 30, 40 different ones by the time I came along to here, but now I'm seeing ones that I've never even heard of, ones that I should have seen years ago. These are films that deserve to be watched. Mr. Ice Cream Man was a really good one. Spirit Gallery is great. Metal Noir is great. Zambarella's House of Horrors is just a blast. Mondo Bizarro is a blast. That's one I like to watch with my family. So not children, but with my fiance, my sister-in-law, and her mother. We like hang out and watch movies and stuff, and that's one of them I like to play for. I rather enjoyed watching those with them, because they're just so ridiculous on there. It's like 6 different shorts, and they're all like public service announcements. They're all very fun. And then, of course, Chris has got the Warlock video stuff on there, stuff like Death of Lantern, DBQ, An Evening with My Great Aunt Bedelia. There's a lot of amazing titles that Tony is carrying over there. So do check out their stuff, not just Amerikill. Check out their other stuff as well. Now, what exactly is this movie about? It's a pretty basic movie as far as storylines go. It's probably about as basic as you can come, which is fine. I think it works perfectly, and that's what it's one of its strongest points is, in my opinion, along with its charm. But it's about this group of high school kids. It's their summer break. They make silly little shot-on-video horror films. They even make jokes about it. Like at one point, one of the characters even says that it's an SOV horror. Everybody knows those shot-on-video movies suck. You know, there's a joke about that, which cracked me up. It's definitely is one of those things only real horror nerds will get, because a lot of people don't really understand shot on video, in my opinion, or they're not willing to sacrifice production value for a good story, which is sad because there is some amazing shot on video stuff out there, and this one I would say is very impressive considering it was made by teenagers. But they're making their latest film, which is called "It Came From Uranus," which it just cracks me up, that title. It's just so silly and fun. And while they're doing this, we got this Jesterface killer walking around, stalking and slashing different people amongst the friends that are making this film. And there's some very fun, clever gore gags in here. There's like an axe to the head. There's a what else do we got in here? There's there's a fun little strangulation scene after the credits, where one of the bigger, I think he was part of the band 601, I think is what they said their name was. They did some music they did a couple songs for the video, well, for the movie. Which, by the way, this has some fun like 90s punk ska music, which I actually am a fan of that stuff, especially the punk side of it, because it's just, I was a punk in the 90s, what can I say? I was a young punk, I was a twerp, I was a little shit, I was mouthy, and I was not a good kid. But like, what else do we got? Do look, like I said, look after the credits. There's more stuff on there, because more information. There's some more footage at the very end of it. The acting is kind of funny, because it's like I said, this is all made by teenagers. The acting is a little funny, a little hokey in times, but it works. Our Sean Quinn's character, he is very funny. At one point, he does a poem where he talks about a girl's period, I believe is what it was, which he talked about, like how the toilet bowl turns, the color of the toilet turns different, it changes, and this and that, and it's not a very long poem, but it's one of those, like, oh my god, that was a little cringy, dude, but it was funny and it worked and I liked it. And then you find out like who the killer is, but may not be the killer, because it is left wide open to let you know, just to let you know. So, because like I was saying earlier, there was a part 2, an intended part 2, which was abandoned, which I understand. Do watch that for in the special features of this one. But what else do we got going on in here that was kind of fun? Just some of the dialogue back and forth between each other was fun. There's some interesting little camera shots going on here. There's some very like basic, very crude looking camera shots, like obviously somebody that didn't know what they were doing, one of those kind of things. But there was also some things there that had some beauty to it, which I'm not gonna lie, this thing is a blast. What else do I need to tell you about this? There was something else. Oh, poo, now I forget exactly where I was going with that. But, well, what else do we got going on in here that I want to give away? There's a fun little joke where one of the Jesterface killer is chasing after one of our victims. He stops and he has like the pump shoes on, where you push the little, I think they were like Reeboks, and you push the little pumps, and it was supposed to make you run faster, jump higher. And he bends down and and then he starts running after the girl some more. Oh, it's absolutely hilarious. I died laughing. Oh, I was talking about the camera stuff, and how it you could see sparks of interest there, or see sparks of genius there. And what else do we got? And then this guy went on to do other stuff as well. One thing that I know off the top of my head was the WNUF, but I'm not going to talk about that. That's something else. He talks about it on here just to let you know. What else was there? Was there any fun little trivia I can think of? No, nothing that, uh, I needed to watch if I watch the commentary track, I'm sure I can find some fun little trivia in there. At least something worthwhile of mentioning other than what I've already mentioned. Now, as far as any kind of like ratings go on a 1 through 5 scale, this thing's a 2 for a technical side. It's coherent. It is not a inept film by any means. It works, but it does suffer from some flaws that early on filmmakers usually have, such as like giant gaping plot holes, like the way they kind of explain the killer at the end, and then the way the ending comes in with the twist of it. I saw sparks of genius there, but it was kind of flat a little bit. But once again, I don't blame anything on that because it is made by teenagers. So keep all of this in mind. Now, as far as an entertainment side goes, this is probably a 3 out of 5. It's a nice middle of the road movie. It'll keep you entertained from beginning to end. The short run time definitely helps. If this was running at like an hour and 40 to an hour to 2 hours, in that range, I think it would be way too much. I think then it would eventually drag and become some other kind of creature, and I don't think I would have enjoyed that as much as what I did here. So, a 5 out of 10. It's a solid film in my opinion. I highly recommend it. It's a very good film for somebody so young to make. Alright, guys, I love your faces. Tomorrow I got a weird one. The next 2 days are really weird movies. They're both from Vinegar Syndrome, but they are like off the charts bizarro. Alright, love your faces.